Guys, we're in my dining room and I wanted to show you how we repurposed something we already had and turned it into a really functional piece of furniture, and it made it look really nice in my dining room. This was an armoire, however you say that word, that we bought when I was pregnant with my first. So he's now 9 and we used it through all 3 of my kids actually. And once we moved to this house about 3 years ago, we had more closet space, and so we ended up not needing it in the kids' room. And what we turned it into was a game closet, and pretty much all of our kids' crafts and activities and things like that, not all of it, but a lot of it is now stored in here, and it's nice and tucked away. You can close the doors, the kids can put it back because it's at their height. It's really a great place to store all of the things that they want to play with during the day. So on the top shelf, I have puzzles up here in this corner along with some games that are kind of the same size. And then we just have a big tub of, or a big container of colored pencils. And then this is just for kind of random things like pencils and a few markers and things like that. Our other marker bucket is downstairs in our schoolroom. And then this container is actually just for the little card games, Dutch Blitz, shout out. We love Dutch Blitz in our house. And then we also just have bananagrams and playing cards and things like that in here. And then this, I don't know why I've never bought a container for it, but this box has been with us forever. It's kind of part of our family now. But this stores their Play-Doh and that kind of thing. My daughter still loves to play with Play-Doh, and my son. This is for their paints, and so I have just a few paint shirts. I have like 4 in case we have a friend over and they're wanting to paint. So I store watercolors right here, and then I just have this kind of paint back in there. And then I do have a few like little craft paints in different colors. So when we're painting, that's where we go for that, and everything's right there, and then our brushes are just in that little cup. And then this, it's surprising how many games are this exact size. So it's just that square size, and they all just fit really nice and perfectly in here. I find it's easier for the kids to get in and out when you stack them sideways like that instead of going up and down. And so, yeah, that's just been really great. And it also kind of, if you have weird shaped boxes like this one, it also kind of deals with that. And so you don't just have it just works really, really well. And we really like that. And it has, they do keep it fairly nice. And then on this bottom one, we have puzzles over here, our dominoes, and then we just have some games that sit this way better right there. And then we just have some that are bagged up right here. And yeah, I will just say we play all of these games. I just went through, I'm having a garage sale this next weekend, and I could not pull out one game that we don't play. We really play all of these, so if you had a question about any of them, you know, it obviously varies. Like, we don't play them all the time, but when we have younger cousins over, we pull out like this little doggy game right here with the dog bones because it's really easy. The Robot Turtles is more of maybe an educational game, so like my husband will play that with my son or my 2 boys. Yeah, but we really play all of these games. They really are into Zingo right now. It's just a fun one that they can all 3 play together, and for whatever reason, it works. It doesn't create a lot of fighting. They have a great time playing it together. So if you were curious about any of the games that we have, we really do like all of those. We just bought Clue. My 9-year-old really wanted that, and I just played it with him. I don't play it with the other ones who are 7 and 5. So yeah, this is kind of our setup for games. And then down below, I wanted to show you there's 2 drawers. So I have just a regular pad of paper because you know kids love paper. We also have over here, we have a roll of paper, and this is my school bag. If you guys watched my video that I posted the other day, I showed you kind of that's where I'm keeping my school right now because we are doing such a light schedule that I didn't want to go down to the schoolroom, and it's a total mess right now. I just need to redo it over the summer. So, or clean it, I guess you'd say. So that's where we're storing our school stuff, but this used to be a huge roll of paper, and my kids love it because then they can make a huge picture or whatever they're going to do. They made me a Mother's Day card on it, and they all signed it and traced around their hands and things like that. So that's kind of a really fun thing to have. And then I just have like their drawing books and their, let's see, drawing books here, coloring books in the middle, and then these are activity books, sticker books, things like that, dot to dot, seek and find. I also have some stencils, and then down below here are some more sticker book type things. So that's where we keep all of that. And then down below here we have these trays, and these came from Lakeshore Learning. There's 4 of them. There's a yellow and a red one as well, and they are just scattered around our house. These are constantly in use. I actually had to go find these 2 because I wanted to show you that where I store them, but they hardly ever get stored in here. These are wonderful. I pull them out all the time and put a piece of paper on here. If my daughter wants to watercolor, it just keeps everything contained. If she spills the water, it just goes on here. It's wonderful. We do so much on there, and it's actually great for Legos because it does have that little lip on the side. It's wonderful. We got these probably a year ago, and we use them every day. Then I have just mats under here, placemats, things like that. We made these last year after our vacation. And then I have a plastic tablecloth under here. That's just to put on our table in case we are doing a big project or something, just to kind of protect our table. And then this looks really random, and it is. It's just a hot glue gun and just random stuff. I mean, these items, like a ping pong ball, pop bottle lids, and you can see they're all glued together. Well, my oldest son got into this. I don't even remember how it started or where I heard about it or whatever, but we just got this glue gun, and you can get glue guns that are cool so they don't get really hot if you have a younger child or whatever. But anyways, we just loaded up on all of this random stuff. There's screws, and there's like, I don't even know what this is. There's old handles and things like that, and blocks of wood. And what my son would do for like hours in the afternoon, like while the little 2 were napping, he would get this out and he would just go to town. He would just glue it all together. I would just put something down to protect it. Now I would use one of these trays, but I didn't have those at that point. And they loved it. My middle son has kind of gotten into it. We haven't done it for a while, but it's just a really fun thing to do, really cheap, and just it lets them use their imagination. It's wonderful. So that's what we keep in our bottom drawer. And I will say this whole unit came from Walmart a long time ago, almost 10 years ago, and it is wonderful, and it's actually held up really well. We have had to kind of tighten the screws on the door and things like that, but it's a beautiful piece. I mean, I still really like it, and it matches our table. And so I just wanted to show you how we kind of organize all of the games and all of that kid stuff. We do have more down in our schoolroom, like beads and things like that that my daughter can glue on, and yarn and all that kind of stuff, but we kind of keep that down there, and this is just what we keep up here, and it has worked so well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.